Good afternoon, guys. My name is Alina Shaltsova. I'm an immigration attorney from Brooklyn, New York. In today's video, I would like to provide you with the most recent immigration news updates and some tips so many of you may perhaps benefit from the new USCIS policies, new initiatives, and you will stay on top of your immigration case, which is the goal of my videos. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this video if you find it helpful. It may help others as well. And let's start. Well, first of all, the good news is that USCIS and Department of Homeland Security is undertaking a huge initiative to help military members and immediate relatives of the military members. It's very, very important. Not only military members, the administration is looking into how they can return deported veterans, guys. Because during the Trump administration, we had a lot of news, if you recall, where veterans, people who served this country, were deported. And now the Biden administration is seeking ways to return some of those people back to the United States. But it goes beyond that. They're trying to see how they can basically help some members of the military to have better access to immigration benefits, not only for them, let's say paths to naturalization, but only an access to naturalization, but only for their family members. And I think here they should focus on a couple of things. First of all, prosecutorial discretion. In the light of the fact that prosecutorial discretion is back, now is the time to highlight military experience for somebody who is seeking, for example, to try to provide green card for their parents or their spouses. It's also a good time to file for parole in place for those who are eligible, and parole in place can be filed for members of the military family. For example, usually parole in place is filed with USCIS, even though the memo that created the parole in place and cooperation between USCIS, ICE, and some other branches, CBP, mentions that sometimes ICE has jurisdiction over parole in place applications, but in my experience, it's always been USCIS. So what it means, and here I'm going a little bit detouring from my main point. What it means, I just want you to understand this, is that if your loved one had an order of deportation and has an order of deportation, but now has a qualifying military member, family military member, first step would be to obtain perhaps prosecutorial discretion and joint motion to reopen and terminate or dismiss those removal or deportation proceedings, and then file for parole in place if the non-citizen does not have legal status, which will allow him or her later to file for adjustment of status. This is how parole in place works, guys. So prosecutorial discretion, parole in place benefits, and of course motions to reopen, perhaps motions to reopen sua sponte. For example, a member of the military family was deported, final order of deportation, could not save the stay here, the person was physically deported. I know that there is a court decision saying that departure bar is no longer a bar for sua sponte motions to reopen. Perhaps this will be a good route for some to undertake in order to try to fix the immigration status, or perhaps they will go for the waivers, highlighting the fact that the deported person related to a military member, and we're talking about veterans as well, not just the active military members. So this is one of the routes that Biden administration is developing and exploring. This is one of the directions where they are trying to reform the immigration system in the United States. Then we have some other points to make. Even though USCIS and Biden administration are working very, very hard to change something in the system, some have noticed that the old habits die hard. Specifically, the DACA applicants unfortunately encountered a huge backlog for their applications. According to some media reports, some 50,000 first-time DACA applicants submitted their first-time applications to USCIS from January through March. And guess how many of those were granted so far? 763, guys, 763. It means that currently there is more than 50,000 cases in the backlog for first-time DACA applicants, which is something that we know the Trump administration practiced a lot, creating those backlogs with extreme vettings and things like that. And now we see the same situation, unfortunately, happening to the DACA applicants. And we're talking about dreamers and people who administration vowed to protect and help. Hopefully, these media articles will call attention to this issue, and the Biden administration is going to fix that. But for those of you who are first-time DACA applicants, just remember there is a huge backlog. And if your case is not granted fast enough, now you know why. Now you know why. And lastly, I wanted to one more time talk about the TPS. One more time, because I just had a short video about this. TPS is very important opportunity for some people to stay in the United States and to be protected from the deportation. Also, we should connect this with current talks about granting legal status to the TPS holders. Specifically, just a day ago, we had a lot of media reports about the fact that certain prominent Democrats would not support reconciliation bills without the immigration provisions that would include TPS holders. They stated that they would like to see solutions for TPS holders in terms of pathways to green cards and citizenship before the budget reconciliation laws and proposals are settled. It's very, very important. So for those of you who may qualify for TPS, you absolutely have to apply. We're talking about new countries, Venezuela. We're talking about Haiti, that was redesignated for TPS, Yemen, that was redesignated for TPS. Redesignation means that you can file for it again or for the first time. Now you're subject to the new deadlines, not the originally set deadlines. Very important. Because when the TPS usually is announced, you have to show you've been residing in the United States, usually on the date when it's announced. And like with El Salvador, the first time the announcement came decades ago. So now there are new people from El Salvador who do not have status or who have orders of deportations or removal, but they cannot benefit from TPS because they came here after a certain date. But if El Salvador is going to be redesignated for the initial registration, just like it happened with Yemen and Haiti, then all those people will be able to file for TPS or temporary protected status again, or for the first time. Very important. TPS provides protection from deportation, legal work authorization, ability to travel on advance parole, even if you have an order of removal already against you. Very, very important, guys. So if you believe you qualify for TPS, you should file for it. And if you have TPS already, do not forget to refile when your country is up for extension. It's very, very important. Thank you very much for watching. Very glad that you remained till the end for this video with me. Stay on top of your immigration case, and I hope to see you soon.